Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another Tea with JD. Today's episode is brought to you by Gunpowder Green Tea. Actually, pretty nice. I've already tried it. And this is my Hoovian mug. Well, it's a bit hot. You can see the fog and the mist. Actually, this video is because the lovely Anais Charchenko tagged me and another fellow indie author and indie press owner, Joshua Robertson, to answer what are our top 10 most influential books. So here are my 10 answers. First off, I'm gonna go weird on you guys. The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. It's actually a book that I read and made a lot of sense. I think the best lesson that it taught me was that you have to live in the present. Yes, you have to take what you learned in the past and what you can expect from the future, but not let your present state be expressed or dominated by either or. You have to live in the present, truly live in the present, not be swayed by what happened or what may happen. Very nice. Second off, the collections of H.P. Lovecraft and Poe. I know that I'm cheating, and basically that is a two-part answer, but I can cheat. H.P. Lovecraft is the only author that I've read that I've dreamt with something disturbing, and just the vividness of both of these guys, him and Poe, was something intense. From Poe, I got a lot more that poetic darkness that was pretty awesome, to say the least. From Lovecraft, it's just what an imagination that this guy had. It's not like he had internet, it's not like he had Netflix. That was just all in his head. That's why both of them died young, I think, because to come from zero and produce that kind of content, that's pretty crazy. But yeah. And third would be a recent read, which is The Pleasures of the Damned, a collection by Charles Bukowski. I knew there was a good chance that I would like Bukowski, but reading that collection really opened up a lot of possibilities, in the sense that, and just go for it. Be raw, be alive, be emotional, share. Every line, go for it. Every poem, go for it. No half measures, no half-assing. If you want to talk about something that's vulgar or crude or hurtful or sad or happy or drunk, just write and express yourself. I think that collection will definitely show its marks in my future poetry collections, or at least a couple of them. We'll see. Next would be The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That series just made me laugh so much. Such smart humor, such cheekiness, such randomness. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it a lot. One of those series I recommend to any and everyone. Next would be Dune. I've mentioned before that Dune, the first book and the first two books actually, made quite the impact in me. And that's true. They did make an impact. And I read it and it feels so real, so intensely real to me, that it's definitely something to strive for as a writer. Next, I would say Spake, Zarathustra by Nietzsche. Although I did read Beyond Good and Evil, to me this book resonates a lot more. And I don't know how many times I was reading the book and just going, wow, and just having my mind blown. Time after time. It's pretty cool. The Harry Potter series, I've mentioned this ad nauseum. I won't go into detail, I've done it before, but it definitely influenced me as a writer and me as a person, and it shall continue to do so, and I shall continue to strive to find the magic in life, thanks to Joanne's work. The Hobbit. More than Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit made an impact on me. Even though the movie version, the real life movie version of The Hobbit isn't that good. I say the real life because the animated is pretty cool. Check it out. Kind of lost count. Yeah, this would be 9. Could yeah, 9 would be definitely the Bloodsword comic series from Jademan Comics. It is such a complete storyline that I really encourage everyone that likes comics, that likes kung fu, or likes a good storyline to give at least a couple of episodes a try. The English translation of the Jademan comics, they're being reissued as Chinese Hero. I'm not that fond of the translation this time around. Still a good storyline, but the original Bloodsword is something that's going to be with me for a long, long time. And lastly, I will mention 2 things. Briefly, I will mention The Little Prince because I read it this year for the first time. I won't go in depth in that because I will talk about that book next year when I read it for the second time, and I include it in my rereads that I plan to read every year, which are short books that mean a lot to me. And that book shook me deeply, nicely. But the last one would be the Sandman graphic novel series or comic series by Neil Gaiman. I just recently bought Overture, and when I saw death on the page, I almost cried because these characters were so vivid and such an imaginative series that if you're looking for graphic novels, I sincerely recommend that above everything else. But that's just particular taste because it starts a bit rough and then it starts getting good, and by the end, at least I was in love with that story. So yeah, and I'll add one more book. When I read my first book, again, Only Human, that did influence me, and that will influence me because I didn't read it to proofread it. I read it to read it. And I liked it. I liked my book. And I read it objectively. I know strong points, weaknesses, I can see a bit past, but I enjoyed the story. And that I was able to write something that I could enjoy subjectively. It was a pretty cool experience. So yeah, that's my list. And for this, I'm going to be tagging... gonna be tagging Maricel Jiménez. I'm gonna be tagging Christie Stratos. It's always a challenge not to go overboard tagging people. And I'm gonna tag Peter Clarke the Writer. I haven't been to his channel in a while and I'm missing his videos. So I'll be catching up with that channel and many others. But for now, consider yourself tagged. So for now, peace, love, and rocky rolls.